Since there are overlapping characteristics, media and information literacy thus provides a common framework of understanding the three types of literacies. The composite concept also encapsulates all other related literacies in the digital age, such as news literacy, television literacy, film or cinema literacy, computer literacy, internet literacy, and digital literacy, including advertising literacy, games literacy, library literacy, freedom of expression, and freedom of information literacy. These types of literacy show that learning how to read and write is not enough. We also need to know how to read images, symbols, since most information and media content are now delivered in multimedia format with text, video, audio, animation, and graphics rolled into one. The figure shows the interrelationships of different types of literacy that constitute media and information literacy. Since they are interrelated, this shows that media and information literacy originate from varied fields of literacy known as the ecology of MIL. Library literacy refers to the acquisition of a range of skills relating to identification of and familiarity with sources and information seeking processes, usually through formal bibliographic instruction and informal user education. According to Malmelin 2010, advertising literacy can be defined as the ability to recognize, understand, and evaluate advertising. Moreover, IGI Global defines advertising literacy as understanding and interpreting what advertising messages say, what they want us to do, and what they actually want to say. According to the article 6 Principles of News Literacy from schooljournalism.org, news literacy is the acquisition of 21st century critical thinking skills for analyzing and judging the reliability of news and information, differentiating among facts, opinions, and assertions in the media we consume, create, and distribute. From a research, the cinema literacy concept. In order to be a smart audience, cinema viewers have to be open to receive and understand the true meaning of a film in the way that it was intended, not just to watch it out of personal preference and feelings. According to IGI Global, the ability to seek out information when necessary with the utilization of the Internet is Internet literacy. Also, Internet literacy as defined by Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communications 2013 is the ability necessary to access the Internet while incorporating the following 3 points. 1. The ability to address illegal and harmful contents on the Internet appropriately. 2. The ability to communicate on the Internet appropriately. And 3. The ability to protect their privacy and perform security measures. Computer literacy is an understanding of the concepts, terminology, and operations that relate to general computer use. It is the essential knowledge needed to function independently with a computer. This functionality includes being able to solve and avoid problems, adapt to new situations, keep information organized, and communicate effectively with other computer literate people. Freedom of Expression, Chapter 6, Section 4 says, no law shall be passed abridging the freedom of speech, of expression, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and petition the government for the redress of their grievances. Freedom of Expression, Chapter 6, Section 4 says, no law shall be passed abridging the freedom of speech, of expression, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and petition the government for the redress of their grievances. The 1987 Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines, Article 3, Bill of Rights, Section 7, the right of the people to information on matters of public concern shall be recognized, access to official records and to documents and papers pertaining to official acts, transactions, or decisions, as well as the government research data used as basis for policy development, shall be afforded the citizen, subject to such limitations as may be provided by law. Media and information literacy is defined as a set of competencies that empowers citizens to access, retrieve, understand, evaluate, and use, create, as well as share information and media content in all formats using various tools, personal, professional, and societal activities. The definition implies that media and information literacy is a learning process that involves accessing to sharing information. The different stages may not always be linear or in one direction. That means to say, it can be a cycle. You can return from one step to another, but they are interdependent and mutually reinforce each other. Media and information literacy involve a set of critical, ethical, and responsible practices in accessing, analyzing, evaluating, creating, and sharing information and media content which individuals need to do as they progress in life. This highlights that communication through media and sharing information has a goal of enhancing not just our knowledge but also our state of life. When we communicate, we acquire information, we learn things and skills, and therefore we can improve ourselves. Information literacy define and articulate information needs. To define means to interpret or know the meaning. To articulate, based on Google Dictionary, is having or showing the ability to speak fluently and coherently. Next, locate and access information. It is how you find information and gather it. Number three, assess information. Assess means evaluate or estimate the nature, ability, or quality of something. 4. Organize information. Sort information based on topic, date, source, etc. 5. Make ethical use of information. Ethical means use for good or for the benefit of everyone. Next, communicate information. You have to relay or share information with others, whether a small or a big audience. Lastly, use ICT skills for information processing. Example, use Excel to make charts, diagrams, and tables. Use MS Word to make research, essays, and letters. Media literacy. Understand the role and functions of media in democratic societies. Since democracy means a government for people, of the people, so you have to make sure that media serves for the people, for the benefit of everyone, and of the people. It comes from the people as well. Understand the conditions under which media can fulfill their functions. FOE or freedom of expression and FOI or freedom of information are not absolute, so you have to know your limitations. 3. Critically evaluate media content in the light of media functions. 4. Engage with media for self expression and democratic participation. For number three, you have to examine if media serves its purpose or whether it gives factual and unbiased content. Number four, engage, meaning to say you have to involve yourself, participate. And lastly, review skills including ICTs needed to produce user generated content. The following are the main elements of MIL from UNESCO 2013, pages 13 to 14. Number one, understand the roles and functions of media and information providers in democratic societies. Number two, understand the conditions under which the functions can be fulfilled. Number three, recognize and articulate a need for information. Number four, locate and access relevant information. Number five, critically evaluate information and content of media and other information providers, including those on the internet, in terms of authority, credibility, and current purpose. For example, when we talk about authority, if you're asking about earthquake, you may refer to FIVOX. If you're asking about the weather or storms, typhoons, you may seek for information from Pag-asa. If you are looking for information about COVID-19, then you have to search from DOH. About education in the Philippines. In basic education, there's STEP Ed, and in tertiary education, we have CHED. We also have alternative learning and TESTA. And lastly, if you want to know about crimes or different happenings, you may also search for NBI. Next, credibility. Credibility, according to Google Dictionary, is the quality of being trusted and believed in. So you have to make sure that the information and also the ones you are getting the information from can be trusted. It is of uh, credibility. Next, extract and organize information in media content, and followed by synthesize or operate on the ideas abstracted from content. So you have to make generalizations. You have to create or recreate the ideas using your own words. Next, ethically and responsibly communicate one's understanding of created knowledge to an audience or readership in an appropriate form and medium. For example, teachers may use appropriate language in platforms like Google Meet, while students may also share their ideas and talents using YouTube or TikTok following community guidelines, usually prescribed by the selected platforms. Next, apply ICT skills in order to process information and produce user generated content. So you have to keep on learning about ICT. You may attend or watch trainings that can help you enhance it. And engage with media and other information providers, including those on the internet for self expression, freedom of expression, intercultural dialogue, and democratic participation. You have to participate actively and critically, also ethically. Do not quarrel or argue pointlessly. Do not bluff. Read and research before you say something, especially when insensitive topics.